The episode begins not in the present, but with a shocking flash forward. We see our protagonist, Yuji Itadori, bound and blindfolded, sitting on a high-tech dais. His surroundings are sterile and guarded by what appears to be a protective barrier of ancient talismans. He's face-to-face with a blindfolded man, who we later learn is Satoru Gojo. Gojo's casual, almost playful demeanor contrasts sharply with the gravity of his words. "You're going to die." This opening sequence immediately establishes a sense of foreboding and a high-stakes premise, hooking the viewer and raising questions about how Yuji got into this predicament and who Gojo is. The scene then rewinds to the present day, introducing us to Yuji Itadori as a seemingly ordinary high school student. We see him in a gym class, demonstrating an almost supernatural level of physical prowess. He effortlessly throws a shot put so far it dents a goalpost, and later he outruns a teacher with a speed that defies belief. This immediately tells the audience that Yuji isn't a normal teenager, but rather a freak of nature with an incredible untapped power. However, he shows no interest in using this strength for sports. Instead, he'd rather spend his time in the Occult Research Club, a group of friends who are more interested in myths and urban legends than anything dangerous. This is our first clue to Yuji's selfless and kind-hearted nature. He'd rather use his gifts to help others than for personal glory. A significant portion of the early episode is dedicated to Yuji's relationship with his grandfather, who is dying in a hospital. This scene is critical for character development and plot motivation. The grandfather, a gruff but loving figure, delivers his last words to Yuji. He tells him to live a life surrounded by others, and most importantly, to save people. He warns Yuji not to die alone, as he is. This final conversation is the catalyst for the entire series. Yuji's grandfather is essentially giving him his life's purpose. It's a moment that solidifies Yuji's moral compass and provides the driving force for every decision he makes going forward. It's the reason he puts himself in harm's way later in the episode. The grandfather's death, while sad, isn't just about loss. It's the moment Yuji's life shifts from ordinary to extraordinary. Immediately after the funeral, we are introduced to Megumi Fushiguro, a Jujutsu sorcerer from Tokyo Jujutsu High. Megumi is a serious and stoic character who is hunting for a cursed object that has fallen into the hands of Yuji's Occult Research Club. He explains that these objects are sources of immense cursed energy and attract dangerous creatures called curses, which feed on negative emotions and pose a threat to humanity. The object is a single, rotting finger, which Megumi knows is a finger of the legendary ancient curse, Ryomen Sukuna. The tension escalates as Yuji's friends in the occult club decide to unwrap the cursed finger. The moment they break the seal, a grotesque curse is drawn to the high school. Megumi, sensing the curse's presence, races to the scene. This is where we get our first look at a curse and a Jujutsu sorcerer in action. The curses are monstrous, otherworldly beings that are invisible to most people. Megumi uses his abilities to summon his divine dogs, two shadow-like beasts that are his cursed technique. While powerful, the curse they are facing is a special grade, an incredibly dangerous and powerful entity that even a talented sorcerer like Megumi struggles against. Just as the situation seems hopeless, Yuji, having learned about the danger, crashes into the building to save his friends. This action directly reflects his grandfather's last words. He is putting himself in danger to save others. Yuji's raw physical strength, though not a match for the curse's supernatural power, is enough to create an opening and protect his friends. He is acting on instinct, driven by his inherent desire to save people. The climax of the episode is both shocking and transformative. As the special grade curse corners Megumi, Yuji sees only one option to save him: consume the cursed finger. Megumi frantically warns him that it's poison, but Yuji, in a moment of selfless desperation, swallows it. This act of consumption is the show's most significant plot point. By eating the finger, Yuji becomes a vessel for Ryomen Sukuna. Sukuna, the king of curses, is not just a monster. He's a being of immense power and malevolence. His personality takes over Yuji's body, and the new entity effortlessly dispatches the special grade curse with a single, devastating punch. Sukuna, with his tattoos and terrifying grin, mocks the human concepts of life and death, expressing his desire to go on a rampage and slaughter everyone. However, in the episode's final jaw-dropping moment, Yuji's consciousness fights back. He regains control of his body, a feat that is considered impossible. Sukuna, a being of pure evil who has been dormant for 1,000 years, is now trapped inside a human host who can suppress him. This revelation changes everything. Megumi, who initially saw Yuji as just a human who ate a curse, now sees him as something far more dangerous and valuable. The episode ends with Megumi contemplating whether to kill Yuji to eliminate the threat of Sukuna once and for all, or to find another way. This sets up the central conflict of the series. Yuji is now a ticking time bomb, a living cursed object, and his future is uncertain. The final scene leaves the audience on a cliffhanger, with Yuji's fate hanging in the balance.